Who wants to go first?
You.
I don't know.
He volunteered you, Paul.
That's fair.
Set like.
I feel like I'm going to be thinking about this for weeks to come, but and years, and maybe even on my deathbed, probably on my deathbed.
Also, the question is, what Pokemon would you be? It's not which Pokemon do you want to be, but by some higher power, what Pokemon would you Pokemon Pokemon like what was the game? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon reincarnate as.
Okay, so here's my pitch, guys. I'm not a Gengar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be a Gengar, right?
Yeah.
That's really fitting.
I think you might actually valid.
Yeah. You might at least be a haunter. Yeah, you might at least be a haunter with dreams.
No, he's a Gengar. He's full on a Gengar.
Like, I like a lot of grass Pokemon, but I think I'm a Gengar.
Yeah. Yeah. You are either a Gengar or, like, one of the snake Pokemon, like Ekans.
That's fair.
Because your whole shtick, your aura is snake.
He just like me, for real. I mean, as long as I'm a poison type, I'm good.
What's that new snake? There's like another snake that I keep seeing pictures of.
It's a Viper?
That's old.
I mean, it's not new.
No, there's a new one. I think it's off evolution or like. Hold on, I'll look it up.
I saw a tweet recently that was like, it was of the new game and of how like now they're adding textures, which is like, oh, they've never added textures to the 3D games before, like that are this detailed. And someone just tweeted it, and they were like, oh, look at these textures, it's so good. And then someone retweeted it and was like, the bar is in hell.
Oh, it is Viper. Yeah. I didn't realize that was its name.
Yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, somebody else's turn. I'm a Gengar.
Okay, I can go. I'd like to say I'm as cool as Lucario, but I'm not, so I'm probably a Riolu.
I love Riolu.
However, I also think that I could justify being Zorua, which is the unevolved form of... Hold on. Zoroark, I think. And the reason I say Zorua is because I watched the movie recently, and Zorua's just a little fucking troll. And
I can see it.
And he or she looks like a little goth bitch, and I don't know, I really relate with that. Goth bitch,
just like me for real.
It kind of looks like you.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, this thing kind of looks like me, and it just runs around like tricking people and then laughing at them. And I'm like, if I was a Pokemon and I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, I probably would do that shit.
I'm just gonna open Pokemon Go and look at them.
What we've learned tonight is that half of our group is pretty Pokemon illiterate.
Well, okay.
I'm literally looking up every single one you guys mentioned, except for Gengar. I know Gengar.
Well, listen. This is like when people are like, oh, you're not a DC fan, you haven't read all the comics. I'm like, listen, fucker, I watched Young Justice, I watched all the animated shit, I watched fucking Teen Titans, I don't need to read all these dumb comic books. It's like, look, it's like they've been making games for the last, like, 20 years. I'm sorry that I've only played, like, the first 5.
Do what you love.
Whatever.
You know
Is
what?
that a real...
You want to know something? For being the loudest about Pokemon, I literally got into Pokemon, like, 6 months ago.
Oh, like, I mean, that's pure though.
Yeah, like I played Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Sapphire on like a friend's GameCube or Game Boy that I borrowed, and that was my experience with Pokemon up until like Pokemon Go dropped, and then I played it a little bit more then, and then I stopped playing Pokemon Go, and then I think it was like Pokemon Unite came out, or no, Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, and I kind of got back into it. So. Like, yeah. I really am not that big of a Pokemon fan. It's literally been the last few months. Like, when Arceus dropped, Pokemon Unite dropped, and then BDSP dropped, and I was just like, I'm into Pokemon again.
That's legit. I really like getting into things way later after everyone else has already done them.
Yep.
The ability to fake your way into a conversation about something is a life skill, though.
Yeah. That's true.
On the bright side, most people know Pokemon, and they can name 10 Pokemon off the top of their head, and that's good enough. So
that's true.
I love the videos of like parents and old grandmas like trying to figure out the name of Pokemon.
It's so good.
Come on. Right, Jamon. That's Darulodon. Oh wait, that's a real name, Mom. It's not this Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like, that guy looks like a Carl.
Yeah.
Carlmon.
Yeah.
They just put the end of everything.
Yeah.
That's Digimon.
All right.
Let's see.
Hold on, I'm taking the BuzzFeed quiz.
Oh God.
Oh, fun! I'm gonna do it.
This is the quality podcast.
I'm doing it.
Well, so far the
No, Mr. Mime was
official-
still fitting for you.
the Nintendo
It
quiz
is.
just told me I'm a fire type, so
Yeah, I could see that.
let's
I
see.
I definitely feel like you're a psychic type.
God, I wish I was Scizor, but I don't think I'm that cool.
See, we're looking inside ourselves. We're humbling ourselves.
Yeah,
This is
I
good.
honestly, what I said before, I think is what fits. I'm a Mudkip.
I love it. But the thing is, everybody loves you, and they memed about you for like all of the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Was anybody on DeviantArt in that era when like the Mudkip thing was so big?
No.
Mudkips?
Am I really
He was my
through that? Oh God.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
vaguely
I didn't
remember it.
notice
I was
that.
like,
Hold on, I
vaguely
gotta-
on DeviantArt.
Now I
wanna
gotta
talk
show you
about it.
guys.
My parents wouldn't let me on
He
DeviantArt,
was.
and that's probably valid.
Yeah.
So my first Pokemon game was Emerald, and he was my first starter. Mudkip.
So you've never heard I heard you like Mudkips meme.
I heard you like
I don't think so.
Oh my God, I'm gonna send you the Know Your Meme link.
Good,
I'm like so sad that you missed out on this meme. It was kind of wholesome, you know, back in the day.
Yeah.
I was banned from Pokemon for years of my life because I would pretend to be a Pokemon trainer and I just was him all the time.
That sounds about right.
It started
to tell my story, Paul.
Yeah, tell them your story.
Okay, so I was banned from Pokemon because with my friends, I pretended to be a Pokemon, and we had a Pokemon fight, and I ended up biting someone.
Oh, beautiful.
And also, I think, yeah,
that's
no,
the problem.
That's why I got banned from Pokemon.
Incredible.
That is honestly like a fairly. That is probably the most valid like banning from Pokemon reason I've heard of anyone's parents doing though. Like it's usually bullshit. Like it's demonic.
I'm pretty sure they also thought it was demonic. I think they heard that and they believed that too.
The biting didn't help your case, Krista.
I'm sorry.
Listen, I would just like to say
Listen, I was just getting in character. And...
Paul and Krista are getting married. And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's comfy for me.
Good.
Get you a girl who says Pikachu and then bites people.
Listen,
That's like, oh my gosh.
Pokemon hurt me. It was like my favorite
Someone needs to edit Krista over that scene where from Pokemon Origins, the animation where Squirtle just goes fucking ballistic and like bites Charmander in the fucking neck, and he's screaming everywhere.
Krista, I just want you to know that Pikachu does not learn Bite, okay? He learns Quick Attack and, I don't know, Thunderbolt, alright?
Now, to be fair, in the card game, Pikachu knows Gnaw attack.
Nah.
Yep.
Wait, what? See, I don't know everything about Pokemon. I don't even know what Paul's talking about right now. I'm Googling.
The fuck are you talking about right now? Okay, so who's
what the-
next?
Hey! I did the quiz on brainfall.com, and it says I'm a Magikarp.
Ha! Yep, that's it. That's it. The Lord has spoken.
Started from the bottom and now we're in the basement.
It says
Wow,
okay, so
Gnaw. What the fuck is a Gnaw?
the description
I
here
feel
is
like I know nothing about Pokemon.
No, like Gnaw, like Bite, like mice
Like
gnawing
gnawing.
on something.
Like-
No,
yeah.
I know. I saw it, but I just don't understand. Never
So-
seen that move
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the game.
What is
Go ahead, Johnny.
Oh,
I was
The
just
Gnaw
saying.
move.
The description here says, you may thrash around like a fish out of water, but we'll see who's laughing when you get stronger. That's me. I also beat Magikarp
Except
Jump.
you never evolve.
Anybody play Magikarp Jump? That was a great game.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I mean, it got repetitive, but I
Yeah.
played it to the end.
It's a tap game.
Johnny,
Yeah,
Flash.
Magikarp Jump.
Johnny's Magikarp. Okay, Ryan, what are you?
Or-
As probably the most Pokemon illiterate person here,
Sorry.
Wow.
Do you
I
know who
can.
he
I
is?
feel like I can evolve to most situations and like be around a lot of different groups of people. So I think I would
Oh,
be
he's
a
up
Ditto.
talking himself.
I think Ditto's fair.
Yeah, what does the council think?
The
of
council.
What does the council
the
say?
council will decide your fate.
Paul, is that a valid judgment of
That is
Ryan's
probably the best
character?
person to ask.
He could be a Ditto. I think there's probably a better answer, but we would have to look at every Pokemon.
And, yeah. And
Yeah,
out of
he
the
doesn't
Pokemon I know,
Pokemon.
Also,
It's-
as we
it's
know,
because
Ditto.
he's so basic. No, I'm kidding.
No, also,
Oh,
as we know, Ditto gets it, right? Like
gets it.
every no, because if you want Pokemon eggs, you made it with a Ditto. Everything mates with a Ditto.
he's not
Yeah,
wrong.
everything mates with the Ditto. Your
So-
mom, everything.
So maybe I'm not a Ditto, but
Oh my gosh.
Anything you want, baby.
Oh, no.
Thanks, I hate it.
I hate the memes. So like, oh my gosh, just thinking about Pokemon, it's like, yeah, a lot of people have probably fucked a Ditto. It's like, can you look like my ex-wife?
Let's all just
You
be
guys need to
early
laugh
start.
more at that so I don't feel bad about myself.
I like how we were all eerily silent. That was really good.
I'm taking
was
it
bad.
to have an excuse.
But they would all have that Ditto face.
Oh my god! I liked it in this quiz. It pictures a bunch of Pokemon like characters. It's like, who's the hottest?
What?
The internet has decided that Vaporeon is the most fuckable Pokemon.
No, it's got like the humans like Brock and Misty, and we all know it's James anyway. So
Yes, James. James is a king.
James is like.
I mean, if we're counting gym leaders, we're not having this conversation.
I am Pikachu, by the way.
Did I already pick?
I'm a main character.
Okay, we can't answer 2 questions. I think we're done.
Oh no.
I haven't answered.
But yeah, Kristen, you got
Okay.
an answer.
What Pokemon are you
Please.
officially?
Well, I can't decide between. I'll just say Skitty.
Yay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah,
Skitty.
Skitty works. I also like Togepi a lot. That works.
Togepi, Delcatty.
I
Yeah, I
still
couldn't
think you're
decide if
still
I was
behind.
evolved or not.
That's okay.
And Togepi also fits because I make that face.
You do.
I think Skitty's really good.
Yeah.
There you have
I
it,
just
folks.
forgot
We
I
talked
also
about
made that
Pokemon.
face.
when she make that face, and it's just that face. Okay.
So the podcast
All right.
is done now, right?
The podcast is over. We've answered all of life's questions. All right. So with all that shit, I'm gonna. I always say without further ado. I'm trying not to, as much.
It can be your thing. We can put it on T-shirts.
God. Okay. Without further ado, let's start this episode of Teen Titans Roll. All right, everybody ready? Debatably. Okay, everyone roll initiative.
Fuck.
Are you
Gosh.
serious? Are you
Yes,
serious
I am.
right
I am
now?
serious right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold
I
on.
am
Apparently
Alright.
I'm logged into roll 20. I'm sorry.
All right, now I remember how this episode starts.
I
Yeah.
Who knows what episode we're doing?
I got 11. May get my picture of sexy Sneasel.
Oh my. Yeah, I did, and I'm not pleased about it.
I'm upset.
I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You have you have Dex though, so
I have plus
maybe
4.
it'll be
Yeah,
okay.
I'm 5. Initiative 5.
Nice. Okay. Ah, he rolled pretty low.
Who is this dude?
Okay.
Starfire just curb stomps whoever it is into the ground.
I'm ready for it.
Oh wow, yeah, Paul got a 25.
Starfire's on it.
The more my character
And-
scales up and the less everyone else's character scales up, the closer this comes to being Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, Charlie got a 9. Cyborg got 8. All right.
Oh dear.
Wow, a lot of people rolled very low. So
Yeah.
yeah, this will be interesting. Okay. All right, so setting the scene. You guys were called out to an emergency. A villain showed up, Dr. Light, and started just kind of super villaining. It's not obvious that he stole anything or hurt anyone. He is just being a supervillain. He is just actively monologuing in the streets, and your guys were called to take care of it. And you guys have been fighting him for a little bit. He is surprisingly tough, and you are kind of in the middle of a tussle with him. Okay, so top of the round.
Do you think we
is-
would have had time to prepare for this?
No. I think. Well, you were on call. You rushed to the scene.
Nuts.
It's late at night, so you guys were probably winding down for the day. And then the call happened. So, Starfire, you're up.
Okay, so we have been... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, so we have been fighting him? Like, it has come to blows already?
Yes. And he has powerful radiant blasts. Yeah.
Okay, I am going to haste myself.
Okay.
Bang.
All right. So, yeah, you have another action now as you're hasted.
Oh, I get it on this turn?
Yes, because as you're hasted, you get another action that you can use for an attack, etc., etc. So you can haste yourself, and you could like make a melee attack in the same, like a single melee attack in the same turn, I believe.
Okay, so I get an extra attack. Does that mean that on a new turn I'll be capable of 4 melee attacks?
No. Well, no, because haste. Definitely no, because haste literally says that it limits you to 3.
Oh, okay.
So, you gain an additional action on each of your turns. That action can be used only to take the attack, one weapon attack only, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action. So you can take an attack action, you can take the attack action, but it's in parentheses it says one weapon attack only. So you could attack once this first turn after casting.
Oh, one weapon. I thought you meant like with one weapon and not 2 different weapons.
No.
Okay. Whatever. I'm going to fly up and punch him.
Okay.
23 to hit.
Okay. As you fly forward to strike him, he casts Shield. So his armor class bumps to 25. And he says, he's like, "Your fists are hard, my photons harder." And, yeah, that's
Gross.
your turn unless you want to do a bonus. Yeah, bonus action or anything.
No, I'll just hover there weirdly after.
Yeah. Okay, Raven.
Yes.
It is your turn. This light-based guy has, you were frustrated not to be able to get rest. You've been kind of frustrated recently. But you are eager to put this guy down quickly so that you can go back home. So what would you like to do?
Is he like still monologuing in the streets? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, he's monologuing. He just blocked an attack from Starfire.
Do we know where this guy came from, or is he just some random guy yelling?
He's relatively new. He's newer to Jump City at least.
Has he given any indication of like his motives for being there?
Ego, as far as you can tell. I mean,
So the first thing
feel
I'm
free
gonna
to
do
roll.
is
Yeah. I say with your passive insight, this guy is definitely one of those like megalomaniac type villains that just wants to flaunt his ego and probably defeat a superhero team for the street cred.
Okay, well the first thing I'm gonna do is cast silence because I'm irritated and I don't want to hear him talk anymore.
Okay. You cast spells at let me see. You're casting spells at 3rd level, I believe, at this point as a warlock. Check that. Yes, 3rd.
I should probably move
Okay.
closer to my mic here.
As you move to shut him up, he turns and looks to you. He sees you weaving a spell as you only verbally you only use verbal components. As you start to say your 3 words to cast the spell, there's a flash of light out of his hand and he casts counter spell. And your spell dissipates, and you kind of like there's a concussive force of light that like pushes against your magic, and as it pushes against your magic, it pushes against like your very essence of darkness. It feels very uncomfortable to you. Just the mode of his vector of attack versus what you are makes you very uncomfortable, and
Oh.
and he says, "A bit of advice: shorter magic words." And that was your action, I believe, to cast silence.
I
Okay.
You
hate
have
to
a bonus
be a
action.
D&D stickler, but don't we have two reactions?
Oh shit.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That
He's
is very
healed.
true. No, thank you.
Hey.
Yeah,
Let me
for the
silence
shield.
him.
So
I'm
yeah.
sorry, because that was very dramatic and I liked it. But
Yeah, no. That's true. Crap.
This is where you lie and say he has two reactions.
Joey was really into that. Come on.
listen, I'm so sorry, but I know someone would notice it.
Yeah,
So-
no, that's
Yeah.
fair. Thank you for catching that. Shit. Okay,
What did we
so that he already used a
his
reaction.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So he couldn't use counter
Yeah.
spells.
Everybody, lay down the spells.
God. Okay.
Whose turn is it?
Yeah,
I'm
he
so
already
sorry,
used
Joey.
shield. No, it's fine. So you cast silence, and he looks at you, annoyed, as he just continues to gesticulate or whatever, and but no sound comes out. And he looks at you, and he looks like he has his focus on you now. He's gonna try to solve that problem as soon as he can.
I just
But,
told him.
yeah.
I did tell him to shut up. By the way, something
Yeah.
along the lines of "As Metreon, shut the fuck up."
Cool.
How many of our villains are going to be defeated by silence?
I
I'm sorry.
yeah. I will just say now I'm actually gonna do more due diligence this time, because after last episode I realized that there was actually a lot more that Mumbo could have cast, but I just didn't catch it. So this time, we're actually gonna go through that. All right.
To be fair, Raven is literally just trying to get this guy to be quiet because she's tired
Yeah.
and cranky. What about turning into a raven?
Yes.
I
Certainly.
What I want to do is turn into a raven and like do that annoying thing that birds do where they fly around your head and like swoop at you. And I just
Yes.
like want him to go home.
Right. So you start swooping at him. Since you already used your action, it doesn't have any mechanical effect, but in
Or I guess
following turns, you will be able to use the help action, which would give people, other people advantage on saving throws or on
Okay.
attacks.
Before I do that, can I just send my raven to do that? Is that a bonus action or is that an action? I realize it would probably be smarter just to send my raven to that. This is why I don't understand this feature, because like there's a lot of things where I'm like, but why would I do that when I could do this?
Right. So technically your raven acts on it says you roll initiative for the raven and control how it acts, but that is so annoying to have another thing to keep track of initiative for just for raven. So I'm going to say your raven can act right after you, and you can control what it does. And one of the things it can do is like give people the give the help action. So it basically would fly around and start harassing him and anyone else, because he's distracted, gets advantage on their attack rolls.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do instead of turning into the raven. I just think that would be smarter. So I send my raven to annoy the hell out of him.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So Raven flies out, like kind of probably from like underneath your cloak. It flies out of the shadows, seemingly from somewhere else, and starts harassing and pecking at him. As it flies, as it gets close to him, it's cawing. It's like caw, caw, and then it goes quiet, and you guys just see him like quietly, like yelling and swatting away at this raven. Cyborg, it is your turn.
Okay. So I'm looking at the picture of him, and I'm pretty sure he's wearing some metal, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Maybe
he
those
has this
gauntlets or
metal.
bells?
Yeah, no, he has actually a metal like mechanical suit that he's been shooting blasts of
Oh,
light out of
man.
and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna heat metal all that.
Okay.
I'm turning on my little heat wave, targeted heat wave. Tink. I'll show you photons.
Rip.
Awesome. All right.
I was
So
like, you better surrender right now, or this is gonna get really hot.
yeah. So I mean, he just immediately takes 2d8 fire damage then, right?
Yeah.
Ouch.
All right.
Damage.
Okay. As you start heating the metal, he turns his head, and he does get hurt. However, he turns and he kind of scoffs. He has like a scornful face and a sneer, and he starts talking. Cyborg, you have no idea what he's saying. Oh, you know who I forgot in initiative is Robin. Robin, what was your initiative?
Mine was 11, so I should have been
okay.
above.
You should have been before then.
Raven.
Okay.
But I was good with whatever. I was good when there was a lull. I was going to say something.
No. Yeah. Just yeah. No. Feel free to let me know those things. Why don't you just go right after Cyborg then? Just for
yeah, I'm good with that.
So Cyborg, you start heating his metal, and he does seem to be getting hurt. However, it doesn't seem to be as much. And he says, and he starts speaking, and only you, Robin, can pick up that he is boasting about how, as the master of light, he understands energy better than you fools, and his suit is designed to process energy, even energy as impure as simple fire.
Can I kick him in the head?
Yeah. Feel free to do that. Let's see.
It'll be silent. We'll get that satisfying whip.
As he's boasting, I'm just going to
It's like one of those like comic like whack like pop. They don't
Yeah.
just beat up behind him and just like go with full like roundhouse kick to the head.
All right. So yeah, go ahead and make an attack.
That's a 17.
That's a 7. Yeah, his shield's up. Yes. So unfortunately, as you run in, you try to hit, and it glances off of an energy shield. You do have more. You have 2 attacks though.
I'm going to swing again, and just
no,
kind of
18.
keep glancing off, and I'm going to go in for one more punch strike.
All right.
Just kind of glancing off the energy shield each time, getting more and more frustrated.
Gotcha. Nope.
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Well, that was the advantage to me doing shield instead of
Yes.
counterspelling, I guess. So yeah, all right. That is your turn now. Going back to the order, it is his turn now. So
Is what is he? Is he after? I'm last, right?
yeah, you're last.
Sweet.
He's like a human in like this magical electronic suit. Now I gotta Google spells because I don't have which spells are just or don't require verbal memorized, because nobody ever thinks about that. Crap, that one requires verbal. That's so annoying.
You'll learn after this one.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We're cheesing the whole campaign.
Sorry, Joey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I know what he's gonna do. So, crap, that's verbal too.
I am sorry. Look, I'm not trying to like
No, it's
your
good.
ability
No, it's
to like
good.
react. I just wanted him to be
It's
shit.
That's
Don't
It's
apologize
good.
for
silence
preventing the
works.
forces of evil.
It was the long monologuing that made me pick silence. Okay, he could have just said
Yeah.
a few words, and I never would have done it. But
Damn it. Okay. Well, here's a very simple thing he's gonna try to do. So his armor class is shield. The start of your next turn. Okay, so he doesn't have the +5, but he doesn't care. Okay, he is going to try to run away from this horrible kill box that he's standing in. So he's gonna run. I mean, you guys. So Robin and Starfire will get attacks of opportunity against him, but he's going to try to run 20 feet, or 30 feet away, and the range for silence is 20, I believe. It is, yes, a 20-foot radius centered on a point you choose within range. So did you just choose like where he was?
yeah, like I centered
Okay.
it over him.
Okay, so he will run 30 feet, and that will get him whichever direction he goes. That'll get him out of the range. Okay, so you got a 27, Robin.
Yes.
Yes, and you got Starfire got 820. So yes, both of those will hit him.
Is
You
his shield not
just
still up?
hit him. No, it ends at the start of his next turn.
Nice. All
So yeah.
So, as I hit him, I'm also going to need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
as
Let me
Robin's going to go straight for the nerve cluster as he turns around.
Okay. So yeah. Go ahead and roll y'all's damage.
19 for mine.
I forgot to add.
Okay.
That's a 7 for
19. Holy crap.
So I'm sort of imagining that as he turns to run, I sort of barrel into him sideways with my shoulder, and like maybe inadvertently like help him move faster, just sort of thrust him forward,
right.
snapping his spine.
Oh god.
Snapping his spine. I think we're gonna
just
kill
try
him.
to sneak that last little detail in there.
It's canon. I said it now.
Okay, so Constitution. Let's see. A 15.
As I'm trying to figure out what to make
Yeah, it's
sure
your
I'm correct on it. I believe it is a 15, but I just want to check. It's 14. So yes, he made it.
Okay, yes, he does just make it as you kind of kick him in, or you kick him in the back, and he stumbles forward, and he does make it outside of this area. Okay. All right. He turns and says, and as he runs out of the area, he says, huh, it's like control over sound is not as good as control over the light. Watch as I vanish. And he turns invisible.
Still talking.
Yeah. So he's not talking anymore. But his suit shimmers as soon as he feels that he's able to cast spells. He would just get to his area and then turn invisible. So you guys would know where he last was, but he is invisible. So even if you try to attack that area, you might not.
So DM's call on this, my heat metal spell says that it makes the object glow red hot. Would that be Is it being
No.
influenced by the
It's
two?
invisibly
What's
right.
going on?
Yeah, well, no. The spell for that is Branding Smite. Anything else is just encapsulated within the normal visual spectrum. If you cast blind Branding Smite on a person, they can't turn invisible anymore because they're glowing with the specific effect of that spell.
So we're going to say the glowing of this goes into the invisibility.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that was his turn. Beast Boy, it is your turn. You saw where he moved to, so you could have tried to attack that space, but you'll have disadvantage.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna turn into a giant wasp and try and sting him.
Oh wow, a giant wasp. Okay, a Beedrill.
Yes.
You would look like in Pokemon Go. I have a shiny Beedrill and it's green.
Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna look up shiny Beedrill.
I'm still thinking about Markiplier.
Wait, what? Did he smash Beedrill?
Oh, he smashed Beedrill. He absolutely smashed Beedrill.
Oh, should I roll with disadvantage?
Hold up.
Every Pokemon
Yeah.
and smashed or
Yeah, roll again.
Yeah, I don't think
so,
that hits.
Nope. As you try to swipe at him, you just can't. You can't get a lead on him, even though you do hear a light chuckle as you try to strike near you. All right.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to change into a giant spider.
Okay.
And that's it.
Well, wouldn't it have been your bonus action to turn into
you're
the
right.
animal?
Never
in the first
mind.
place?
I'm still lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're good. All right, Starfire, it's your turn.
So is Beast Boy right where Dr. Light disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yes.
that rules out area of effectiveness. I mean, I just killed Beast Boy last week. I don't want that on my conscience again. So what? Do I roll attack with disadvantage? How does this work?
Yeah, you would make attacks like normal if you're aware of the space that he's in. But it would be at disadvantage. Yeah.
I have spells, so I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that can help with this.
I can do Fairy Fire next time.
That would work, I think.
Yeah. Depends on if we can tell if Heat Metal is doing a single thing, but as far as I can tell, it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as just damage, I'm gonna attack him. I'm gonna roll three melee attacks and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Or I guess I'll roll each of those twice. Let's see.
That's a miss. That's a hit.
Well, that's with disadvantage, so it would be.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that's one miss.
Right. My gosh.
Hey Paul, I'm gonna give you a little secret. If you press the up arrow on your keyboard while you're in the text box, it should repeat your last message.
Oh, cool.
It's helpful. Or down, the down arrow, not the up arrow.
So that's a 25 for one. For the second one.
All right, that'll hit.
And a 20. Does a 22 not hit?
Did you roll with disadvantage?
Sorry. With disadvantage is a 15. Yeah. So
a 1.
I swung at him 3 times, and I think
One
I
of those
landed.
is in that one.
Yeah, you landed
Yeah,
1.
okay, that's
so,
not one.
All right, he'll take the 1. He'll take 1. Okay, go ahead and roll damage for 1 attack.
That's 20 damage.
Jeez. Okay.
Rip. And then he died at the end.
So I'm just kind of wildly swinging my arms around in this area.
Yeah. You land. You swing a fist backwards, and you do smack into something, and you see a white tooth fly off out of seemingly nowhere and clatter onto the floor. Let's roll his concentration check for. So concentration checks are either 10 or half the damage. So it would be 10. Okay. So I'm gonna roll his constitution check to see if he maintains his spell. He does. So he's still invisible. All right. And it is Robin's turn.
Oh, we're swapping back. Okay. In that case, I'm going to hold my action with a freezing gas disc, and just wait until I can. As soon as I know where he is, I'm gonna throw it.
Okay, so when you have a visual on him, you'll throw it in that direction. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Raven, it's your turn.
All right, I want to assist with what Robin's doing. So I think it's fair to assume there's like loose gravel on the road, right? Like pebbles.
Yeah. There are some loose gravel and things. There's also some vehicles around. There's a red motorcycle a few paces behind you. Plenty of things you could throw.
I am just gonna pick up tiny things. So any kind of loose gravel, garbage, anything smaller than like my hand. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna rain it down in the area that he was and where Starfire was, avoiding Starfire, of course. Not like it would hurt. This is more to kind of pinpoint where he is.
Okay. Yeah. So like, okay, you're gonna make like a rain of like dust
Stuff.
and debris. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's creative. Yeah. Okay. So you do so. So the next person who goes, I'll give them a perception opportunity. To kind of see what where he is and what he's trying to do. So that would be Cyborg. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Oh.
You use telekinesis, so you can use a cantrip, but can't use a spell.
Is it a bonus action to have my Raven help somebody?
Well, it's on its own action, and you just command it. So it will. The Raven can't really see where he is, though. So it doesn't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess do the help action.
I guess it would. Yeah, I guess it would look to see if it could tell. A Raven as a stat block, it does have a. I'm going to give your Raven a perception check to see if it notices from what you did where it is. So
do I need to roll that?
Yeah, go ahead. It has a +3 bonus to perception. Ooh, that's pretty good. All right, it does swoop down. It seems to have noticed something in the shower of debris that you sent down on him, and it does start like pecking at something invisible. Now the debris have dispersed, but it is effectively giving the help action, which cancels out the next person's disadvantage from him being invisible, which would be Cyborg. So
Yay.
Cyborg, it is your turn.
Do I get a benefit from making a perception check?
Well, now you just don't have disadvantage on attacking him because you can see that the Raven. You can see where the Raven is pecking at. It's giving you advantage, so it's just a straight roll for you.
All right. Take out my lightning launcher. He's gonna go boom. I'm
you
going
also
to
have
roll that. What's
you
that?
also have
oh yeah,
the heat metal still, right?
I think that's at the end of my turn. Oh no, it's just whenever I use a bonus action. So I'm going to start with my lightning launcher though.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to make 2 attacks. The first one is a 13, and the second one is also a 13.
No.
Wow.
That's the unlucky number.
I rolled a 4. How do you roll a 4 2 times in a row?
Yes.
That's annoying.
Well, you fire and you know where he is, but you are just too eager to take advantage of that, and it misses.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I get annoyed and I'm like, heat, and I and I
Alright.
deal 10 points of fire damage.
Alrighty, so he does take the 10 points of fire damage. You just briefly see some sparks emanate off of his suit, but then it becomes invisible again unless he fails. Oh my gosh, he actually did. He doesn't have great cons. So he, as you hit with that, he flickers back into sight, and he looks very annoyed.
Booyah!
And it is his turn.
Before he does that, I'm going to throw my disc as soon as he's visible.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay. What does he have to now? Keep in mind this is an area effect, and let's see who was just near him. Starfire, you attacked him, so you'd be right next to him.
Question:
will
It
also
says
be there.
any creature within 5 feet of the disc.
Oh yes, so you could hit him from the opposite side, I suppose.
Okay. Then I'm going to try and do that. That's a dexterity saving throw by him.
Okay.
You have to beat a 15.
All right. Wow, he rolled a 22.
Holy crap.
So he I feel like you chuck the disc and he turns around and he just like there's this flash of light energy, and the disc just like he blasts the disc back. It flies, hits like a building, and he says, "Ha! Ice is too slow for the speed of light." And it's now his turn. So Dr. Light, okay. Come on, man. Now to be fair, this fight is supposed to end dramatically and quickly, so if that does happen, I won't be too mad. But yeah. So let's see. Okay. So he when he ran before, I think he would have ran in Raven's general direction because he was trying to, and then turned invisible, and then you guys followed him. Simply because that was the biggest threat, the spellcaster. So he summons. There's a flash of light from his hand as he raises it to the sky, and he summons a huge wall of light. It technically occupies the space where Starfire you would be. So basically, you are now like there's a bunch of light around you suddenly. The wall is 60 feet long. It's 10 feet high and 5 feet thick. So your space would just be entirely covered in light. The wall blocks line of sight, but creatures and objects can pass through it. And this is a huge light in the city. It is shining bright light out to 120 feet and dim light out another 120 feet beyond that. So this is like a huge beacon in the square. And while you're standing there, Star, you can't see because you're in the wall and you can't see through it.
His light is too hard for me.
And I'm gonna need you to make. So that was just by virtue of the not being able to see through it. But I'm also gonna need you because you're in that space, and I guess technically the Raven, and technically Beast Boy, because Beast Boy would be there, to make and Cyborg, where were you were standing adjacent? I guess it's possible since it's 60 feet long.
I've done nothing but ranged attacks.
Right.
So
Um,
I probably about 40 feet. Probably was about 40 feet away from him, keeping pace.
Okay. Do you think it'd be fair to say, well, I mean, that you'd be parallel to where the law, well, to where, I guess what I'm saying is, if you're standing in the right spot, since it's 60 feet long, you
Mhm.
could be in it. Well, maybe not. If it's centered on, yeah, no. I'll just say no, because that's simpler. We're not using battle maps right now.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so yeah, I'm gonna need Star and Beast Boy and Raven to make Constitution saving throws. The Raven's Constitution is -1. Raven.
When I'm shifted, I still keep my Constitution, or do I get the Constitution? I get the Constitution.
Yeah, you get the Constitution of the the physical stats of the
Constitution 0. Yeah, let's go.
Somehow I rolled a Constitution of 11 with 9 Constitution.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, Z's.
All right, and then the Raven. It's not super important. It would roll 2 and it has a -1. So you can roll that, Charlie.
You just said
I already rolled it. It's a 9.
Oh yeah, 9. Okay. So yeah, all 3 of those individuals are blinded. So yeah, you're blinded. So while you're blinded, blinded creature. You can make a Constitution saving throw on the end of your subsequent turns, or at the and yeah. So you're blinded. So he is then going to use that opportunity to, and he's going to try to run away. So Beast Boy and Starfire, you get attacks of opportunity, but you are blinded, which means that you have disadvantage.
All right.
Okay.
Does a 23 hit?
Oh my god.
A 23 will hit, yes.
Excellent.
Damn, I rolled a 20 and a 4.
The first one was a 30.
Disadvantaged, I miss.
Alright. So how rolls the damage?
That is 17. So I'm just gonna say I'm flailing around frantically and in midair, and my foot just finds its way right into his nutsack.
Yeah. Foot finds a way.
Starfire murders another villain.
Yeah. No, he is still looking okay. I mean, he's hurt, but he's still looking alright.
Taking 37 damage, plus I don't know how much heat damage.
I think
from Starfire alone.
I think in the midst of all that, with just me flailing around and finding a pair of nuts with my foot, I'm just like, oh no, Beast Boy!
I'm a wasp right now. My nuts are confusing.
And I get really sad, and I'm just like, I do not know whether the wasp has nuts.
To be fair, if I were in his shoes, I would be dead by now.
Okay, so speaking of that, it's still his turn, so he's moving, but he is going to run up close to where you are, Raven, and and his hands start to glow menacingly. He's like, finally broke away from those fools. Time to show you the light. And that's the end of his turn.
Thanks.
And Beast Boy, it's your turn. You are blinded. And let's see. You're blinded. Yeah, you are currently blinded, and you are within the wall.
Not for long, because I'm turning into a giant scorpion, which has blind sight of 60 feet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, your eyes are still blinded, but you now have this special sense that you can move with.
That's cool.
Cool.
All right, so
That's
where
pretty
is he? How far away from me is he?
He ran 30 feet away. He's now engaged near Raven. But yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna run with my 40-foot movement speed up to him.
All right.
And I am going to
Sting him in the butt.
Jeez, crap, multi-attack. The scorpion makes 3 attacks, 2 with its claws. Yeah, I'm gonna grab him with my claws.
How big is the scorpion?
It's a giant one.
Oh God, it's my nightmare.
Okay, I can grapple it. Okay, wait. I have melee attack, bludgeoning damage, and the target is grappled. Okay, so I'm trying. If escape DC 12. Okay, cool. I'm gonna claw and sting.
All right.
Claw.
All right. You cast shield.
Dang it. All right. Second claw. All right. Neither of the claws hit. Wait. What is his AC with that? 25.
Yep.
All right. And dang, all 3 miss.
All right. No, he summons a shield of hard light, and your claws and pincers just glance off. Ting ting. And he, yeah. So it is now the top of the round. Starfire, it's your turn.
All right, it's my turn again. Is he visible now?
He is, yes.
Oh, but I'm blind. I'm still blind.
Yeah, no, yeah. So nothing's visible to you, just light.
So it all evens out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, I don't really know what's going on. Really, if we're being real, right?
Yeah, no. You would have heard confusing sounds. You would have heard him boasting around, and he clearly moved farther away because you swung at him and hit him as he fled. But standing within the wall of light, yeah, it's you don't and you're just blinded in general as well, so you don't know currently where he is.
Blinded by the light.
Sit up like a douche.
Revved up like a douche. And okay, so I don't know where he is, but I think he's doing something over there with my friends.
All right.
However, when do I get to make a save for the blindness?
At the end of your turn.
Okay. Then, if I hold an action, I can't do a save right now, right?
Well, you could do a save at the end of your turn, regardless.
Could I hold an action for when I can see?
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to move at all?
No, not at all. Oh wait, no, yeah, good point. Okay.
All right, don't metagame on my account.
No, actually, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Do I have to tell you what the action is when I hold it? Sorry, I don't use this mechanic very often.
Yes, because it has to trigger by specific events. I need to know if, yeah.
Okay.
You gotta tell me.
I am going to hold an action for when I can see him, and that action is going to be a fireball and with a with a careful spell.
Okay. Cool. All right. And you're just staying put?
Yeah, I'm staying put right now because I don't want to kill Beast Boy again.
Okay, you're staying put. So, because you're staying within the area, well, first go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw to be able to see.
$12.
Okay, no, you fail. You're still blinded. And because you ended your turn within the wall of light, a creature that ends its turn in the wall's area takes 4d8 radiant damage.
Oh, geez, I didn't know it was damaging me. All right, I would have moved, but I guess that's...
No, as the end of your turn comes, the wall pulsates with light, and there's this intense, it's like a sunburst. So you will take 24 points of damage, of course halved because you're Starfire.
So that's 12 damage, yeah.
Jeez, though.
Yep.
All right.
And
Well, that sucked.
okay, yeah. Now, Robin, it is your turn.
Okay, so I can see though right now. I was
Yes.
not in that wall. Okay, so I'm going to. I'm see if this works this time. I'm gonna run up to him, and actually, his thing on his chest. It looks
Yeah.
like it's some kind of machine.
Well, he has a suit of like metallic armor, like a power suit, and he has big gauntlets, and they fire light out of them. And he has a there is some components and a symbol on his suit. He also wears this stupid hat with a fin and stuff like that.
Okay. No, I'm gonna go in and just try and punch him again. Just
right.
see what happens with this one. Okay. It's a 19.
That will not hit because of his shield.
He's got dang shield up again.
Yeah.
That one's not going to hit either. And then would have hit without a shield.
Yeah.
Rum is just gonna keep pummeling at this shield and not getting anywhere. It seems like.
Yeah. Okay. So, Raven, it is your turn. He's standing before you. He just summoned a shield to like block all of these other attacks from your friends, and he's still standing facing you, looking like he's gonna be ready to attack you next.
Yeah.
He hasn't been worried about your friends because they haven't been able to affect him as of yet.
I'm not a fan of that, so I'm going to. Yep, that's my last spell slot. Cause fear.
All right. Go. All right. So he's gonna make a.
Tell him to stay away.
Your spell save DC is too high. He will become afraid.
Good. Stay away.
I'm gonna need you, Raven, to roll a charisma check. As in this moment of you wanting him to stay away from you, your anger swells up more than you expected. You always keep tight control over your emotions. But, so go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw.
I don't have any charisma, so.
Okay. As you cast this spell and he takes a back step. He seems to be under the effect of the spell, but in spell casting and fights between wizards and mages, there's always this expectation. Spells that cause fear are artificial. Even in the moment, there's nothing truly existential about the fear being experienced. It's more of a manipulation of survival. It's just physiology. But suddenly you get very angry with him. How he's just resisted you and your friends' efforts this whole time, compounded with the fact of how much of an annoyance he is, and that he kept you up later than you wanted to be tonight. You wanted to wind down your day, maybe reading a book or an old tome, and going to sleep normally for once. Suddenly, everyone else you see as a raven, her form elongates, gets very tall, and these red eyes manifest from under her hood, and this horrid smile, and from under her cloak, a bunch of tentacles reach out and ensnare Dr. Light and start pulling him with intense force, greater than he can resist, towards and into the cloak as he screams, "No, no, and he gets pulled into this void. That is what you all see.
Well, except
Beast
for
Boy.
I don't see any of it.
Yeah, you don't see any of this.
My giant
Beast-
scorpion eyes witness this terror right in front of me.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
much worse because I casted Cause Fear. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot worse.
Yeah. Beast Boy, you know, the interesting thing, Beast Boy, is you, I guess you would have gotten to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you can see normally. But otherwise, if you're just using Blind Sense,
Oh yeah.
it's just like a bunch of really creepy aura just starts like manifesting around you, and you feel all these like subtle vibrations and grasping tendrils, and you feel him getting dragged away, which is almost more existentially horrifying. The feeling of his screams reverberating around you, and his and just like and his nails scraping against the cement as his gauntlets as he desperately tries to stop himself from being pulled in, but it's no use. He is pulled in to seemingly where Raven was. It's very confusing for you.
Oh jeez.
This is what happens when I don't have my coffee.
Beast Boy, it is your turn though. What would you like to do?
I probably like for an instant I like kind of like back up because I'm just confused and a little startled, and I think I'm gonna try and grab out for him. I don't know if he's being dragged away and I'm confused.
Yeah. He's being dragged very
with my
quickly.
Scorpion claws.
Go ahead and make an attempt to grab him with your claws. So you'd be able to get 2 attempts to. Well, no, what you'd get is a single attempt because it'd be a. As he moves away from you quickly, it'd be an attack of opportunity. So I'll give you 1 chance to try to strike him with the claws, though. Yeah, so go ahead and just make a claw attack.
Okay. Okay, that's a 13.
That, unfortunately, will not hit him. His own demise, as his shield is flickering but still active. As you reach out to try to get him, he just sees a claw coming towards him in his moment of terror and reflexively shields against
Understandable.
it. Yeah, dooming himself in a way. Okay. I think with this, he does then, with that chance being missed, he it's so funny that really the only 2 people who can really see this are Robin and Cyborg. But yeah, so you get he gets pulled under the cloak and disappears, and yeah, you guys can all act kind of simultaneously now if you wish. I'd say though, Starfire, you can make a Constitution save though to see if you get unblinded. So this happens. He gets sucked into Raven's pants, and
Yeah.
Objection! She does not wear pants.
Hold up.
This is
There's
true.
nothing
This
in
is
my
true.
pants.
A lot of
Only
questions.
avoid. That's
Okay.
why I'm ace.
So you guys can all act at the same time. Did Starfire? Did you ever get to a Constitution? Yes, it looks like a 17.
Yes.
His spell save is a 17. So you do succeed in you are able to see. Yeah. And you see just in time to see a very tall and creepy looking Raven, and you do not see Dr. Light anymore. But you do see Cyborg with a very horrified expression on his face and a very creeped out looking giant green scorpion. And Robin, of course, just this like very also mouth agape.
Oh no.
So
And a
yeah, you guys can all
scorpion.
yeah, you can all act as you see fit.
Raven, stop!
I'm turning back into Beast Boy, and I'm gonna go up there and be like, "Where'd it go? Let him out!"
Oh gods, we killed another one.
It's like, do it in there. Look where. What happened?
Can you hear me?
Absorbed
I just start looking around like
into.
Raven
I
used
was
the
gonna
door.
absorb that.
I start like looking into the air and like around and stuff to just like see if I can see him anywhere.
Yeah. As you run up to her, Beast Boy, as you get near her, she suddenly, Raven, you wrest control over your emotions, and you spit out this horrified and shivering. He's in the fetal position as Dr. Light is just shaking. So dark, so much darkness, and his armor is like more damaged than like any of the damage that you guys have been able to inflict so far. It's like partially melted and there's circuitry exposed, and it's like, and his skin and his armor is like a more dull gray, like as if he's been eaten away rapidly by like acidic damage, and he's just lying there and shivering, and he looks cold as well, and he's just mumbling, and he has a blank expression on his face as he just stares off.
I put a hand on his shoulder, and I kind of look up, kind of like terrified at Raven.
Raven, what was that?
Am I like conscious now? Can I speak freely?
Yes, you're conscious, and as the anger subsides, the shame piles on. You lost control. The teachings of your mother and of the monk Azar, who taught you, just felt like you feel like you've dishonored all of them, and you put your friends at risk, and you've almost made them killers again. You don't want to be near them right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna fly off without a word. Okay. I will mutter like a very quiet sorry, and then just fly off.
Okay.
Raven, wait.
Raven.
I fly back to the Moon Tower.
All right.
Where are you going?
Is Dr. Light alive?
He is alive, but he seems to be in this semi-conscious but still like catatonic state. He's just staring off and muttering about the darkness, and he's in the fetal position.
Dude, are you okay?
So dark, so dark.
I walk up to him slowly. I'm like, well, looks like you're not gonna need this in prison. And I just touch him, and you know in Metroid Dread where the light kind of swirls out of the thing and into Samus, I do exactly that. And,
okay.
And then I hold my blaster up into the air, and light pours out of it. Yeah!
We were so close to doing exactly what happened in the episode until Cyborg Mega Man.
Well, you could just say that like this did happen in the episode, but like it was off screen.
And it just didn't really fit the tone.
I don't remember any of that. All I know is this: before the game started, I decided to take the ability Radiant Weapon, And then you started fighting the light guy. I'm like, I'm totally gonna absorb it from that guy.
Yeah.
Great.
That's a good like little in story thing. Okay, so you guys, you have him. After a few moments, the police show up, and they with ambulances in case anyone's been hurt. And the ambulances end up taking Dr. Light away. It's the local EMTs, and it actually happens to be that same cleric EMT from the Mumbo incident. She's just like,
Jeez.
"Oh my god, kids! What is what happened to this one?"
Look, it's our job to disable the enemy without killing them.
Well, we'll see if you manage that. And they load him onto the cart. They have trouble like even just like getting him to lie flat out of the fetal position, but they do that, and they put restraints on him, and they take him away. All right. So you guys heading back to the tower, right?
Yeah, I think we want to find out what happened to Raven.
Yeah. Well, for tonight, I think Raven, you probably would have just holed up in your room, and no one goes in your room.
The door is closed with a
all right
sign on it.
So you all, it is late. This was a later mission. You don't like these kinds because it usually means not a lot of sleep. But you guys get back. It's probably best to just try to address things in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just quietly slip off to my room at this point. Another close call
right.
there.
Hey everybody. Hey, hope you're enjoying the podcast. Please support us on our social media, Mind Theater Media on Facebook, and at Mind Theater Twitter on Twitter. That's Mind Theater, theater as spelled THEATRE, kind of that old-timey spelling, because that's what I could get. TWT for the Twitter part. Mind Theater Twitter. I'd like to shout out another podcast. This podcast is a huge inspiration for ours. It's called the Film Reroll Podcast. They are a bunch of professional actors and producers and directors of various kinds, and they kind of do what we do here, but with movies. So they'll take a movie like Indiana Jones or E.T., and they will replay through it using the GURPS system, and the plot will change according to their roles. It's really fun. It's probably my favorite podcast. They are just exceptionally good. So please give them a listen if you haven't already. All right. Now, back to the podcast.
All right. The next morning arrives, and as you guys had kind of organized, you guys kind of take shifts for prepping meals, and Beast Boy, it's your turn this morning to prepare breakfast. You like doing so, but usually Cyborg doesn't let you touch the kitchen stuff, but you're excited to make a vegetarian breakfast for everyone.
Very good. I will make tofu eggs.
Tofu egg
and vegan bacon. Sure.
Sounds good to me, honestly.
All right. Raven has not made an appearance quite yet, but you guys are all around there, and yeah, you can serve the tofu eggs. Yeah, and just discuss, talk amongst yourselves.
The meat comes from a plant?
Well, they modify it to taste like a meat. Like a meat. Not like a meat.
Yeah, well, it's not real, but it does a good enough job.
Yeah, you, Cyborg, you take a sip of your milk, only to horribly realize that it's almond milk as you drink it.
I totally spit that stuff out. Beast Boy, what's wrong with this milk?
I glance at the carton and I get this cartoon bubble in my head. It's just an image of like a large nut with like udders.
The large nut. The large udder nut.
What are you saying this is nut milk?
Beast Boy's sperm.
That's a good one. That's good. Nut milk.
Yeah, I drink some of it and I'm like, the nut milk is delicious. I will have more nut milk.
I feel like now is the time to post that Raven gif that I found the other day.
Beast Boy is cracking up because Starfire's just said that.
Immature.
He probably spit
About-
some of the milk on the counter.
About that time, Raven, you enter. You are grumpy this morning, and you really only have an appetite for herbal tea. You need to calm your nerves and get to meditation quickly.
I go straight for the teapot without a word.
Hey, Raven,
Right.
I made breakfast.
Please, you must join us in the nut milk.
No thanks.
Robin's kind of like been just sitting quietly at the table, just tracking her
Like,
with his eyes, just like not saying a word right now.
yeah, Raven, we're all sitting here, just talking about stuff and things that
good.
are happening with us and whatnot. Like,
I'm good, really. I just want tea.
oh, that's good. The Beast Boy here was talking about his nut milk.
Raven, go ahead and make a charisma saving throw for me.
It's so hard to stay in character. One moment. How do I not laugh at this? Raven wouldn't be laughing.
Just remind yourself that it's not funny and we're all idiots.
Oh, jeez. That's a charisma check right there.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah. As he just brings up nut milk again, you just turn and you have your eyes flash red, as you are just very angry, and you probably yell at him.
Did she just red eyes at me? Is that a knock on Cyborg eyes? That's not cool.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, yeah, you would yell at him and then storm out. I think as your emotions
What
take
do
over.
you yell at him?
No.
Yeah, what do you yell?
Shut the fuck up about your sack, and then I leave.
Hey, I had to reuse the part.
Oh my God,
Even
Teen
better.
Titans!
It misinterpreted what was happening.
What? I had a bag of holding and I needed to use the parts to make the cloak.
Okay, but
What
does-
are you talking about?
Does she say it in like a deep demonic voice?
Oh yeah.
Yes. I am totally gonna
Put an
edit.
audio
I'm gonna,
filter over that.
yeah. I'm gonna mess with the pitch on that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then you storm out. Oh wow, Teen Titans, but it's Euphoria. Raven played by Zendaya. Okay. Yeah. So that just happened, guys. She yelled that and stormed out.
Well, hey, Raven. Batman has a psychologist on a speed dial, right?
Like she's not.
He's not in the
She's
room.
Fun, and it's
Yeah.
a good thing because that probably would have just made him more mad.
Oh, sorry, Robin. Hey, Robin. Batman has a psychologist on speed dial, right?
Okay, now you get annoyed, Robin, that he brought up Batman.
100%. So Robin just stands up quietly and follows Raven out the door.
Oh, good shit. Okay. Oh boy.
Perfect way to piss off everybody.
Cyborg and
Wired with you.
something I said.
Pick back up that book on insight into other people's emotions.
Okay.
Insight
So,
-11.
So yeah. So this all happens, guys, and it seems now two of your teammates are annoyed, but
Annoyed is an understatement for me. I feel.
yeah, but Raven's been particularly volatile. So yeah, what would you guys like to do?
So
Okay.
Robin wants to kind of follow her and see if he can maybe talk to her.
Okay. As you're following her, Raven, I assume you're just heading straight to your room.
Yeah, with tea in hand, I guess. I assume I got as far as tea, right?
Yes. You got your tea and you're headed to your room. At least to grab a couple things until you plan to probably head to the roof. It's a good spot to get away from everyone else for meditation.
Okay.
All right. As you probably get to your room, I'd say, Robin, with your just monk speed, even at a walking pace, you can nonchalantly catch up to her if you would like.
Hey, Raven.
What?
Not going to bother you for long. Is there anything we can do to help you out? You don't seem like yourself.
Okay. Raven takes a moment to breathe. Because she recognizes that Robin's trying to be nice, And she turns to him, and in the calmest voice she can manage, she's like, "I just need some time to myself right now."
Okay. Well, if you need to talk at all, we're all here for you. I'll keep these chuckleheads in there for a little bit longer, and you get to the spot you need to go. Okay?
Thank you. And she goes into her room.
Okay.
Robin turns back and is going to try and corral them and corral them still staying in there without getting too annoyed.
These chuckle fucks.
All right. So okay. So you guys as you're you guys, so Starfire and Cyborg and Beast Boy, you are on your own for a few moments in the kitchen, and all of this is going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Did I say something wrong? Hey, Starfire.
Well,
I don't know what's going on. What happened?
I'm just sort of quietly just sipping milk, just as I'm just staring at them and looking at the door, and I'm just you mentioned the Batman. He does not talk about the Batman.
Okay, that's fair.
I just want to interject to say that I love that Starfire's own speech patterns actually were accurate in this moment
Yeah.
to say the Batman.
Which, by the way, is coming out this week. Look forward to it.
Wow, way to date us.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Please sponsor.
Hashtag please sponsor.
Yo, I was just
I would
about-
love to be sponsored by Robert Pattinson.
He would
know,
sponsor us,
That
I
would
bet.
be great.
I've heard nothing but good things about this, and all the trailers look just amazing. I can't wait for it.
I think it looks stupid.
And there
Okay,
it goes.
so go back to the podcast, damn it.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like Marvel. It's better than DC. Anyway.
Getting away from people whose opinions are notoriously bad and tend to be countered.
Robin hears this from outside the room and just kind of like breathes deep and walks in the room.
Okay.
Breathing exercise. Good.
I've never seen Raven that mad. I'm kind of worried. Is she okay?
Yeah, I hope I didn't trigger something. She seemed pretty mad.
Okay, team.
Maybe we should do something.
Well, we're going to do something, team. It's time for training. Let's go. Everyone outside.
I have a question. DM, have we ever seen her like have red eyes like that before?
Not really. Not as of this point. You know she can be scary if she wants to be, and she's magical and stuff, but you haven't seen this extreme. I think you'd probably assume that it's just, that she was doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Or, puberty.
Well,
yeah.
She's on her period.
I've heard of this thing, but
Beast Boy doesn't know anything about that.
Not yet.
I don't know. None of them has brought up her period, and it's just like I'm just waiting for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, we're not going to be this stereotypical like sexist guys and be like, I guess she's on her period.
Well, one of them has to be. Come on.
Well, that's me, actually, probably. Because I'm like, these guys don't know about periods. Maybe she's on her period.
I feel like, I thought you were saying that Starfire is the one on her period right now, probably.
Oh, no. She thinks Raven. She probably would think Raven was on her period, right?
Well, but has Starfire actually hit the puberty point for even that? Because her puberty episode is not for quite a while.
Wait,
Okay.
there's a puberty episode?
Fair point.
Oh no.
But wait,
Yeah,
no.
Because
No.
you're assuming that Earthling periods, your eyes.
Yeah. Do they get here?
I think that there's some awareness of regular puberty in addition to the transformation.
Did Starfire have sex education?
I definitely think she did. I think that they are a little bit more forthcoming with that on her planet.
Yes, although I will say when the changes come in the show that she is particularly shameful and seems like very she doesn't want anyone around.
That is because the metamorphosis is a rare thing that doesn't happen to every Tamaranian.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a unique sort of puberty stage that not all of them experience.
I think it's also unique for
knowledge.
each Tamaranian's metamorphosis. I think because her sister, I think, went through one, but it was kind of cool and normal.
Yeah, exactly. She was the Blackfire didn't become a monster and get into a pod and get laser eyes.
Well, she did. She did get laser eyes. She has it in the episode Sisters. She shoots lasers out of her eyes. That shows that she,
I believe, a continuity error.
I don't think it
I
is.
think they all
got puberty.
They not all get laser eyes.
She uses laser eyes in Sisters. And Starfire doesn't get them until she goes through her transformation.
But it's
I think that's the thing that they normally get with the puberty.
Well, they still have puberty.
Maybe.
They just don't always transform, is what I was gathering, right?
Yeah,
I
they don't
don't
always
know.
transform. I thought that the laser eyes were unique to that form of transformation, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
It is
I think.
a film theory.
Yeah. Oh boy! Wow, what a callback to a YouTuber I haven't looked at in like 5-7 years.
He's definitely still very active with
Yeah.
3 different channels now.
It's always fun.
Good for him.
He makes a lot
Okay.
of mistakes, but it's fun.
So anyway, Robin, you're trying to get them into training.
I'm trying to get them all to go outside to go train.
Okay.
Please, Robin, is our friend Raven the okay?
Be okay.
Raven's going to be just fine. She just needs some time alone, which means that's why we're all going outside, and we're going to have some training between the 4 of us.
Ugh.
I
feel like the feeling is probably outside training. Ugh, this is always what Robin does when he wants to distract us.
Yeah.
Just being the voice of God for a second.
I sort of glance back at her room, sort of wonderingly, but I go along with it.
All right. How about you two?
I feel like my hand detaches from my body and goes and crawls up to Raven's room.
Oh my god!
I join
Question.
in the beginning of the training, but halfway I try and sneak out. I turn
Okay,
into like
so
a mouse or something, and I try and
right.
scurry away.
I'm gonna need Cyborg to make a sleight of hand check, and for you to make,
Funny.
and for Beast Boy to make a stealth check as whatever animal that you are. If you turn into something particularly small, like a bug or something, you'd probably have advantage. And Robin, what's your passive perception?
16. I feel like
Ooh.
I may be... maybe it's passive, because we are training.
Right. You're focusing on a few other things. You think they might pull something, but
Yeah.
there's a lot to focus on. All right, sleight of hand and stealth.
Wow.
I love that it's sleight of hand for his hand.
Yeah, really. Sleight of hand. That's annoying. All right, look for it. It's 5. Does 5 work?
No.
Figure out what I'm changing into.
Yeah, what are you changing into? If you just turn into something small enough, like a gnat, I think that Robin would realize quickly that you're gone, but he wouldn't necessarily know where you are.
You know what's funny? A weasel has more plus to stealth than a spider does.
Wow.
I don't know why. I guess because they weasel away.
Yeah.
My hand could be a distraction.
I'm going to. Yeah, I mean, what if I just like turn into like a tiny like fly and fly away?
Right. Well, yeah, Robin wouldn't necessarily, as you're flying, he wouldn't necessarily be able to stop you in that form.
Would he
or
know it was
necessarily...
me though? Would he see me leave?
Hey, here's a question. Actually,
I'm trying to figure out the best way to stealth away, or I'm trying to figure out like because I was gonna turn into either like a fly or like a weasel, but like.
Can I assist? Because I think I would want to go along with Robin. I'm concerned about him. He just got triggered too. But I really, I'm worried about Raven, and I think that if Beast Boy wants to go to Raven, I want Beast Boy to go to Raven.
Oh, nice! And you get some time with Robin. I see how I see what it is.
Yeah.
No ulterior.
All right. Yeah, you can try to distract. Basically, you can distract Robin if you would like. I would. I'm just gonna have Robin. Just role play it. I guess just role play it, and then we'll see if roles need be done.
All right, I'm going to turn into a spider and scurry away, and then when I think I'm far enough away, I'm going to turn into a weasel and just kind of scurry through the grass back to back to the
Okay.
house.
What sort of training exercise are we doing?
That's up to Robin.
So what we're going to be doing is we're kind of have like a capture the flags type situation where we're trying to like make our way past each other to grab a flag in of course like in safe ways, but trying to do like different moves we've been trying to work on. I don't know what kind of combo moves we've been working with each other on doing, so if anyone else has some thoughts on that.
Combo move. Starfire kisses Robin.
Not yet.
We haven't worked on that combo move yet.
You want to try out a combo move with me?
Oh my god.
Try a combo.
Cyborg would seem to be here, but you're sending your little homunculus off, right?
There goes me trying to interject once or twice. Okay. I was gonna say, my hand, the fact that he notices it could be the distraction people are looking for. I'm gonna make an excuse. I'm just going to get snacks.
Yeah, that's also fair. I mean, honestly, in that opportunity with how fast you are, Starfire, you could leave if you wanted to.
No, I'm not going to.
I think I'm gonna follow that up though. Immediately after being like, "Hey, it's just going to get snacks." I'm gonna be like, "Hey, look! I think I found a new way to distract people during the capture of the flag." And I show out my new light cannon, and I just hold it up and start making a charge beam. And then I release a blast right into the air. And everybody who sees it has a chance to be blinded.
Nice. Okay, that's perfect. So I would say, Beast Boy, you're already far enough away to not be affected by this, but the rest of you, Robin and Starfire, go ahead and roll whatever you need to roll. Cyborg, what do they need?
That's a Constitution saving throw.
All right. And just for the listeners, what is this spell?
This is Radiant Weapon. It is Artificer Infusion.
Okay. Okay, what's your spell save? What's your DC?
Hold on. 16.
Okay, no. They're not blinded. They are distracted, I guess, for a moment. But
as this is happening, since this seems like a little bit over the top, do I notice that Beast Boy's not there anymore?
I mean, at this point, yes, probably. I mean, your passive insight is probably high enough to be like, okay, they're pulling wool over my eyes. Beast Boy's gone.
I think that the moment that I catch him looking for Beast Boy, I jump in and I'm just like, Robin, listen, you must talk about your feelings. Sit.
Good. Okay.
So what I'm going to do?
Does Starfire like grab him and push him down to sit?
I very gently grab him and push him down to sit in a little spot on the ground.
Okay, so Robin, an iron grip holds you and starts just like you feel like gravity increases.
So Robin sits down, takes a deep breath, and kind of raises his arm so that she lets go of his arm.
Yeah.
And then sprints away.
Starfire, make an attack of opportunity.
Can I make a playful grapple of opportunity? Like,
yes, you can.
Playful grapple.
No, so listen. He shakes me off. He gets up to run. I just sort of want to grab his arm and just sort of spin him in the other direction.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an athletics. It's an athletics. It's technically an attack, but you roll it like an athletics check, and he can roll contested athletics or acrobatics.
This is ridiculous. I want everyone to die.
I love this. This is the level of role play that I wanted to get into in this.
I love this.
Ideally, it ends with all of them. Ideally, it ends with all of them going to her world. Like, Robin just gets dragged in by the Iron Force.
Okay, Cyborg. It seems that that Starfire wants a private moment with Robin, so this is a good opportunity.
I look confused for a second there. I'm like, but, and then I just shut up and slowly back away.
Yeah. Backs away. He backs away into a hedge. All right, Beast Boy, you're in the house. You could probably see from the windows that they are still being hampered by Starfire, and then you start to see Cyborg back away and start running towards the building. So you know that Cyborg has also managed to to get away from the situation. So
Awesome.
yeah, would you like to wait for him?
I'm still slinking around as a weasel, and yeah, I've just yeah, I think I start heading in the direction, sort of vaguely, of Raven's room. I think I just kind of was bored and wanted to get away, but also I'm concerned about her, and you know, I'm just curious what's going on.
Okay.
Hey, where's my hand?
You can find your hand. It's probably crawling around in the lawn somewhere.
It's wherever you left it.
I feel like, is Beast Boy a weasel?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a weasel.
Oh yeah, that weasel totally picked up my hand.
Okay.
I think me and his hand are just kind of going on like a recon together.
A Pokemon adventure.
The theme of the episode.
Okay.
Signaling the hand to go. Go ahead and.
This cute little weasel just bopping around with a hand in its mouth.
Yeah. So, all right. So that would also give Cyborg a bead on where Beast Boy is. So you quickly catch up and find your hand and Beast Boy, and you guys can.
I climb onto his shoulder.
Very cute.
Yeah. Good. All right. So you guys get to Raven's room. Raven, I feel that by this time you'd probably be on the roof, trying to meditate.
Yeah,
a minute ago, a big flash of light went off like a firework, and that was pretty annoying. But you managed to restrain yourself and just continue to meditate.
Just ignore it.
When I get to the door frame, I actually I climb off of his shoulder and I turn back into Beast Boy, and I just kind of stand kind of at the precipice for a second, and I just kind of look inside to this dark, mysterious room. I'm just like,
okay,
the
door
is the void.
the door is closed currently.
Oh, it's closed. Okay.
Yeah.
The do not disturb sign.
That is true, but Do you guys knock, and which one?
You knock. I was kind of upsetting to her earlier. You should probably do it.
Okay. Hey, Raven? I give it a knock.
Okay. You knock. You give it a light knock. And there's a moment of quietness, and then the door just slowly just falls as if it had no hinges at all. And you see into this room.
Cyborg was probably supposed to have done that, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, it happens just happens.
Okay.
I have theories. Okay, so you guys are looking and you see into this room. Do you peek your head in and look around?
Like, I know it would make her mad, but it's like when someone tells you not to do something, it
Yeah.
makes you want to do it more, and like just the call of the void is just like this
Yeah.
is an opportunity to see what dark
Forbidden fruit,
mysteries
baby.
that she holds in this terrifying dark room. And
I Beast Boy, the dark of the void calls to you.
As Beast Boy goes in, I'm like, Beast Boy, I don't want to die today.
Well, Beast Boy has stepped in.
Beast Boy!
I try and inspect the door and see why it just fell over. Like, I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah, that
Right.
is awfully concerning, isn't it? We should probably inspect that.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check on the door.
Okay,
Oh,
what is
yeah,
my
I can do that.
investigation?
That is...
It's -1. I am the best detective to ever exist.
Man, will Arcana work?
No.
I rolled an 11.
Well, just go ahead and roll investigation for
Okay.
now.
That's fine. I got a 26.
Wow, that's a natural 20.
Yep.
Okay, for this, you're gonna get a little insight into my my lore-based headcanoning here. All right. So you look at the door, and it's not like the hinges broke. You don't find any damage, and you're good for looking for that kind of thing, Cyborg. It's as if there never were hinges on this door.
What?
This is strange. This is the more esoteric type of the craft. That you are more scientific with it, but this feels like sorcery of some kind.
I turn to Beast Boy and say, this must be some representative of Raven. It looks like she's becoming unhinged.
Wow.
Okay.
That was good.
That was
Okay, so after you notice that, as you all look around the room, this is what you see. In the room, there are various hanging light fixtures of interesting designs. Smoke wafts from some, smelling of incense. You see, nearby the door where you were is a statue, and it depicts a happy and sad mask. You've probably seen something like this before in theaters or things like that, but it just has this strange, ominous look to it. There's various bookshelves near you when you walk in, holding various tomes and scrolls. The titles, most of them you can't read. They're in languages that you don't understand. But the titles you can pick out seem to indicate that they are probably of various arcane or religious subjects.
Okay.
The rest of the room, near by you, in front of you, there's a large globe of the world. It's very big, and it's just kind of positioned in the middle of the room. There's a desk with a wall mirror above it, and there's some objects on the desk. There's a small hand mirror that glints with an alluring light. There's a bed area at the back of the room, lots of pillows, seems to double as a reading cubby. On the other side of the room, the left-hand side, from where you're facing, well, actually, I guess it'd be the right-hand side. But anyway, There's a large chest on the floor, and nearby is a door, which, based off of the construction of the room and your knowledge of the other rooms, probably leads to a closet. Yeah, and everything is just very low light, and says to be very calm.
On the globe, do I notice any like pins or like markers of anything like pointed out on it, or is it just a plain globe?
Nothing specific per se. Though it does bring to mind the fact that, for all of the obvious aspects of it with Starfire, you do remember that Raven is apparently just as new of a visitor to your world as she is. She doesn't act as openly about it, but it seems fairly obvious that Raven wanted to get a good look at this world she was living on.
So it's not the world that we're on. It's her world.
No, it is a globe of Earth.
Oh, okay. So she's like just so she could see where she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. I look around and I say, okay, so we're not supposed to be here, and we didn't even mean to be here. So unless we see anything that gives us a clue about Raven, I think. And then my eye catches on that hand mirror, and I'm like, Raven has a mirror? And I go look at that.
Try to be responsible.
I just thought she I mean, she looks great and all, but just and picture her liking to look at herself.
Yeah. Do you pick up the mirror?
Yeah.
Okay. You pick up the mirror and you look into it, kind of as you're saying these things. Beast Boy, what are you looking at as he's doing that?
I mean, I'm just watching him. I was looking at the globe, and then as he walked over, I just watched him walk over there.
Okay. As you are watching him, Cyborg, as you're looking in the mirror at yourself, suddenly 4 red eyes manifest over your reflection, and there's this deep growling sound. There suddenly this dark hand, this shadowy hand, erupts from the mirror, and it's wreathed in this red energy, this light, and it grabs you, Cyborg.
Okay.
As you and you're struggling against it. Beast Boy, what would you like to do?
I run over and I try and pull him, or I try and help him to get away from the hand. Or I wait. Okay, so the hand is coming out of the mirror.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and go to the other side of the mirror and like pull it away from him, so it's not grabbing him.
Okay, so you're grabbing it as well?
Yeah.
All right. As you grab onto the mirror, it does not seem to like that. It jerks around in his hand, and another hand comes out and grabs you. And these things are so fast, you don't get an opportunity to move. As suddenly you two are pulled into a vortex, as per the gate spell, which cannot be resisted, just so that you don't try to say, "Can I get a dex save?" No.
Okay, that was the actual item from the story, wasn't it?
Yep.
I thought it could have been, but realistically, it just seemed like the only thing I would catch my eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't inspect the bookshelves, but yeah.
And it is true. It's like, she has a mirror, like, to look at herself. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
Right.
Oh, okay. No Thunderwave spell for us. We're down.
All right, you are suddenly pulled through a vortex, and as you guys are pulled in, yelling and screaming, you are pulled, and you fall at the end of this portal, onto the ground. As you get up and look around, you see a vast, endless expanse. You see, it's like you're in space and you're standing on like an asteroid or just like a surface of rock, and the stars all around you are red and ominous, and you see some stars that are much too close for you to actually be that close to them. They're like suns, but they're wreathed in this red light with this black center, almost as if they're eclipsed red suns. And look all around, as far as you can see, you see this space, you see rocks floating around, trees, old, gnarled, dead trees growing out of some of them. And in the distance, you see like an island with like a mountain, but it's much too far away for you to get to. You are floating out in the middle of nowhere, the expanse, endless.
Are we in space?
Are we standing on anything, or are we just floating?
Well, it's been a couple hours, so I think with that's where we're gonna end our episode.
I bet this is Tamaran.
Right.
I'm gonna go try and find Starfire's mom.
Cyborg's so smart.
She's not.
We're so dead. We're so dead.
Dude, if we come back and I'm like, Starfire's mom is my new girlfriend, I think that's
No, not okay.
Starfire's mom
MILF.
Consumes you
in anger.
Well, I was gonna ask earlier when we were talking about puberty if if Cyborg had transitioned before or after puberty, but he
what?
You know. Anyway, but he's the oldest one here. He's like, I think he's 18. I think he's 18.
He is at least 18. And I will say, he probably already had hit puberty, because the whole origin in the comics was that he was getting ready to go to college. And he was like probably like a senior football player getting ready. He was on good drafts into colleges. He was going to get a full ride. He was happy about that because he could stick it to his snobby father who just wanted him, Cyborg was always smart, but he never wanted to do that. He wanted to play sports, and his father never liked that. But you could never impress your father, is how you felt. So you, you definitely were full puberty age, and
Okay, we're
on track into your adult life when you had the accident.
Point is, it all just depends on how old Starfire's mom is.
Oh boy.
Wendier. Anyway, good game, everyone. Look, my favorite class to play is one that you really have to have the DM on board for, and that is the original Favored Soul. Like the one that came out in the first Unearthed Arcana and never got canonized. Simply because you can fully attack melee, but you also have full spells to back it up, which can be done overpowered, but the one time I did it, I said strictly, all of my spells are going into my physical prowess. And it ended up balancing out pretty well with everybody else.
What is the difference between that and, say, playing an Eldritch Knight or a Sword Singer Wizard?
Sword Singer a little bit less. Eldritch Knight, because Eldritch Knight is only a half or a third caster. That is, it doesn't get a full set of spells.
Yeah.
Blade Singer gets a lot closer to it. To me, I guess it's just a flavor difference. That Blade Singer is more of a mage who also attacks, whereas I wanted to be a melee person who also had full range of spells. So it was just kind of a focus difference.
That's neat. Dude, Blade Singer, I played it once in like a couple games, and holy crap. So, Johnny, you think that, like, you're annoyed by Adrelin's armor class,
oh my
which
gosh.
also got a +1 from like a boon from a god.
Uh-huh.
But like I can outdo Adrelin's armor class at low levels
I believe you.
with a Blade Singer.
I
It's
believe you.
ridiculous.
Are we actually talking about Dungeons and Dragons on our podcast right now? What
Yo, the Dungeons and Dragons podcast about Dungeons and Dragons. Hello, this is Sage Advice, and I'm way smarter than